So here we are. Ain't got no time for my new toy. Came from California 8 because I got to do some brake pads on this. Yeah, ready? She's a jewel, isn't she? This is kind of falling apart. The windows don't work. And ready? There you go. The plow truck's got to be moved so I can get it in the garage. And they say we're going to get 6 to 8 inches. I kind of believe it. I thought winter was over with. Temp is 40-ish, which I don't think is that warm. And in reality, I have to move that table, move that table, move that table, move that cart, because I can't get the car in straight here. So I got to put it on the angle. On your mark, get set. Yes, sir. I think it would be a good time to put brakes on your wife's car. I can't bring you in the back because it's restricted area, so I'll just bring the parts out to you. Here's, this is not too fabulous, This must what happened because it's got a Shear brake pad, but you can tell where pads are old and broke. They went from, I would assume that, to, hello, we ain't got no brake pad. They broke off, and she started grinding yesterday when we went to go get fish. It went from brake to bam, and I would say that would probably be it. Started, got hot and glued, and called it a day. Alrighty then. It's pretty nice, ain't it? You want to see the rotor? Okay, I'll show you the rotor. Here's the front. Front looking good in the hood. Show you the back a little bit, maybe you can see that. Back got a little, got a few grooves on it. But I'll tell you what Tommy Shoe does on winter cars. Yeah, this is what I do on winter cars. Not on summer cars, because people that live in the north know what a winter car is. A winter car is, it starts, moves, stops, has heat. Nothing else matters what it looks like or anything else, as long as it get from point A to B consistently. Summertime, different, you got to pimp. What the shoe's going to do is going to take that rotor off, and I'm going to take a 40 grit, 40 grit grinding disc. I'll put this on a piece of pipe while I spin the rotor. I'll take the grinder and zzz. Is it, would I call it turning down brakes? No, I wouldn't call it turning down brakes. I would call it getting rid of most of the grooves. Yeah, that's what I would call it. We'll see what the other side looks like. Even though the other side wasn't grinding, it's probably getting ready to, so you might as well just do both sides. Most people know this. Okay, and no, like a lot of people leave comments on own videos. No, I'm not on crack. I'm not on meth. I'm not on weed. What else? I'm not on heroin. I'm not on LSD. Is there anything else out there that I'm not drinking? Coke, heroin. Did I miss that? No. This is. Because I get a lot of, on my old videos, I get a lot of people saying a lot of nasty shit, which is fine about how I act. For the people that have watched enough of my videos, they know how I act, okay? And they know the way I act is inconsistent, but you get what you get when you come to this channel. Just give me a fair warning. Anyway, actually I'm in a pretty good mood. I don't know why. Maybe I needed a break from the chop. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I ain't never gonna finish because it's a lot more work than what I thought, but I'll finish. I've been turning down some motorcycles. I got a 07 Suzuki. It wants to be painted candy apple blue, and I got a I don't know what your Harley that has some real flames on it that he don't like, and he don't like the candy paint job on it. He wants to bring that, and I need the, I could use the money, but the garage is so disarray and I know if I stop working on the chop and put all the parts away and push it in the corner and put a cover on it, it'll be fucking invisible. So it's hard to know what to do. I have enough money, quote unquote, you never have enough money, to carry me through winter, so I think it's just best not to take these jobs. And if they can't wait until spring, which I think they will, because the two gentlemen, I know one gentleman and another gentleman knew me by my bagger down at Bike Time, but anyway, make a long story short, they're blown away, which I'm not blown away, is that they go to these paint shops, and it's weird that this Shoe Shack is the only person really around here that shoots candy, pearl, flake, chameleon. Nobody around here would do that. All they want to do is collision. That's where the money is. So they come here and I give them too many options. But anyway, enough rambling. I'm doing some breaks so I can play with my new tool. Yeah, you don't know what my new tool is, do you? I'll show you what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, like I know everything. This is the one that the brake pad came off, I assumed. Well, I dropped out the brake pad on the same side, and when I dropped on the ground, she come down glued. So that must have what happened. It must have had something out this much brake pad, and it just, the glue came off, and you know, you're not supposed to be you're not supposed to be able to do that with the brake pad. It's just for it to crumble in your hand. No, 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 not at all. Anyway, must be pretty old. Oh, there we go. Everything is disarray, but anyway, I guess they were right. We're gonna get some snow. This is the mess that I got to clean up, because everything got jammed over to the side in order to do brakes on Mama's car. And I still haven't had any time to break out my new toy. The one on the right is new, the one on the left is old. You can get the old one to last longer if you wrap electrical tape around it or a piece of leather. It'll make it last a lot longer. The leather and electrical tape definitely saves the tip a lot. It doesn't matter if you start cutting out here, it's fine, but when you try to bore in, it starts getting a lot of splatter, and it'll burn your tip real quick. I'm going to cut through my table is 0 gauge. Basically, when you try to start cutting through thick metal without starting on the edge, this is what you get. You get that blowback. It'll burn your tip real quick. So your options of cutting metal is these, and I hate because they leave that little mark thing. These shears from Harbor Freight, they last for a while and then they're a piece of turd. These, I cut a lot of metal with this, but it makes a big mess. This is rated for 18 gauge. I've already cut 16 gauge on it. Then I got the plasma cutter, but I have to use a fence. And this is rated at 8 gauge. So I can pretty much cut everything now. So they say it's rated at right there. See if I can show it. Really? Hello. No, really? Oh, it's at the bottom. Really? Right there, 18 gauge. Oh, stainless. 14 gauge mild steel, my boss. Okay. So what I have is, it says it'll cut 14 gauge. Okay. I don't have no 14, I don't think. I have that 16 gauge. I like how you can curve the metal while you cut it. That's one thing that sold me. Hello, if I could, I wasn't even doing it. There you go. So that is, this is, what was this? That was 16 gauge. I don't have no 14, I don't think, but I do have, this 10 gauge. Hello. Get your shit together, Tom. God. I can look through the viewfinder at the same. Hello. Hello. Edit. Okay. Here's 10 gauge. This will cut through 8, it says. That thing is too radical. Let me see if I can find some 14 gauge. I didn't realize it cut 14. Commercial break. Well, I can't find a 14 gauge. All I can find is some 13 gauge with some oddball stuff. 14 gauge won't fit. So 13 gauge. I don't know if you can read it. Okay. Let's see what she does. So if it'll cut 13 gauge, so that's 13 gauge is thicker than 14 gauge. 14 gauge. She won't fit in the. Man, people are gonna say, quit, Tom. Do you even know what you're fucking doing? Okay. Here's 14 gauge. And then there's 13 gauge. So it'll be 13 gauge. So, make a long story short, so this video ain't 12 hours long. You can buy this from Home Depot for $209. Or you can go on Amazon.com and buy it for $119 with free shipping. And at that time, I guess, I don't know, I think it happens to everybody, maybe I'm wrong. When I went to go check out, it stated that if I would apply for Amazon credit card, that they would cut the price. So it was $119 free shipping to my door. And like I said, Home Depot wanted $209, which is less a markup. Whoops, hell. I ended up getting it for $88. So whatever the credit card took off, the credit card took off $32. Yeah, because I opened up a credit card through Amazon Prime or whatever, so I ended up getting two for $88. You know, it's some change, 93 cents or something, but I can't beat it, man. I've always wanted one. I've watched some guys on YouTube, and what I want to do is a good idea. There's a lot of good ideas out there. Is what they did is they added on here a plate and leveled it up so they can make a fence, so you can slide your metal through and cut it consistently, because this is a sacrifice lamb metal. What I mean by that is that's where this metal always rolls. So I'll make it like a fence guide thing on it. Not tomorrow because I won't be out here. Oh, and I did do a lot of reviews. I mean, I didn't do a lot of reviews. I've read a lot of reviews. This is basically like a Harbor Freight. This Lotos came from California, but I'm sure it's not made in America. This is a copy of a Beverly. Them things are like, wow, price them. But these guys copied them. And both the Lotos and how you pronounce it? Lotos and the Harbor Freight ones, they tell you to do it, which is a good idea. Oh, I don't think I can see it. Is that the handle's so sloppy and this is so sloppy that they tell you to put brass or copper washers, and that's what I did on both sides, so it isn't sloppy and the handle on this thing isn't all sloppy. But what you have to do, they don't tell you, is you got these little adjusting pins. Basically, because it's Hong Kong Fooey, I had to go into the die grinder and die grind this out to pull this blade over, because I added distance with the washers. But so far I'm rated for 14 gauge and it does 13. I wonder what 12 gauge does. Man, that was a really poor video. But I always like these because I like because you can curve them. I'm gonna go see if I can find the 12 gauge. My warning: never force the tool or attachment to do the work of larger industrial tool. Some 12 gauge. Let's see what she does. I always want to see what something does. Okay. Hopefully it won't fucking chip my blades. Hello. Not that I shouldn't even do this. Really shouldn't. Because I don't even use 12 gauge. Hope you're not a dumbass, Tom. Here we go. I'd say no before I chip the blade. Yeah, just started chipping the blade a little bit. Just say no when to say stop.